Spider-Man Homecoming living up to the Marvel expectations, but is this the last web this spider's spun? Comix now!
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to the 5th issue of Comix Now. This is Spider-Man Homecoming Roundup. So if you don't want any spoilers, go to this time right here in our video. You won't see anything.
Opening up with Peter Parker filming from his cell phone and just capturing what was going on at the airport in Civil War and just everything he was going through while he was there. It was smooth. It was a nice greetings to the Spider-Man world in that sense. From there, going right into damage control. Badass crew. We had Vulture, we had the Tinker, we had Shocker Part 1, and then we had Shocker Part 2. Part 1 I know is more of a favorite to you.
I like the suit. The suit was
nice
cool.
Throwback.
The cartoon.
That was just really cool introduction to what the villains were capable of, and them being right on ground zero to Avengers, Part 1, and that was just, a nice little throwback to that. Where did all that alien technology go? Where, who was cleaning that up?
One of the things I do like Marvel doing is they show you the timeline.
Yeah.
Throughout Iron Man to now, at least they give you something. I think you see when Tony's like in India or somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you that's gonna link to somewhere in Infinity War.
Some other character being there, so on and so forth.
Something happening.
Yeah, because Iron Man can't be everywhere at once, but he can have Iron Man suits everywhere at once. Also, going right back into the damage control thing, the weaponry they had, I guess shape manipulation. They were able to go through objects using whatever portal device that he had when he was on the plane to go through into the cargo bag.
It makes me think, are they going to lead to Mysterio with stuff like that?
That's essentially his weaponry.
He did work with the Tinker.
Yeah, and it was, his main power was manipulation of shapes and everything around you. On to another character, really not so much a part of damage control, but more or less
just a hood
criminal working with them.
Yeah.
We saw him, doing the deal with them. And in the purchase of the deal, they were offering him certain things, much more powerful weapons than your average street gangster would be looking for. And we did hear him mention he was looking for claws.
Yeah, Prowler, definitely one of my favorite characters from growing up. I hope when they do it, I hope he gets the suit attached to him and he can't take it off. Yeah. So it becomes like a gift and a curse at the same time. He actually becomes a creature of the night. And then he mentions his nephew, Miles Morales. And spoiler, he is another Spider-Man. I'm not quite sure if he has his powers right now, if he had gotten it at the same time as Peter, or if we're going to see him later on get it from like a blood transfusion or something.
Yeah. Michael Keaton kind of stole the show. I realistically...
one of my favorite actors.
Just with the mechanical wings, the whole premise of him being a hard-working person, and they're just trying to get by like everyone else and remain their job, and certain circumstances. The scene that really just made him stand out the most in the film, I think, was the ride to prom, and it caught everyone off guard.
Yeah, no, it was a good twist, definitely.
He was actually able to find out on that car ride.
I think every guy has been through that.
Yeah.
Well, I always kind of wondered why he was working for Stark in the first place, because don't you want to hide your identity from everybody? And working for Iron Man, it kind of says, all right, maybe I'm Spider-Man.
Yeah. There was a few Spider-Man things missing that make Spider-Man, to me, Spider-Man. No Spidey sense, that being one of them. Or maybe he has it, he just hasn't really learned the power yet. To assist a 15-year-old kid, he has to have a suit that's going to help him in certain situations. So I guess it's that maybe Karen is the Spidey sense that was missing from the film.
Yeah, I missed the Spidey sense. Some kind of tingling of some sort. No, I definitely agree with some of the missing parts of the essence of Spider-Man from the comics and cartoon. Like, one of the main things I thought was him making fun of the villain while he's fighting him. Mm-hmm. He does it a little bit, but it's more quirky jokes throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Whereas actually, when Spider-Man made fun of the villain he was going up against, it was actually to to make them lose their
Get in
concentration.
their head a little bit.
So, you don't like names, huh? Well, that's too bad, Frogface. Because to me, you're nothing but a two-bit, no-account, second-rate, sewer-breath baboon with the brain of a pigeon and the face of an eel. Stop it!
Yeah, I like the fact that it showed that not only is he a superhero who has a secret identity, but he also is a teenager having to go to high school, deal with all these moving parts.
You know, and that being said, rolling right into the party, and as soon as Peter Parker walked into the party, everyone started chanting, calling him Penis Parker.
The new age bully is not sports now, but he is a DJ.
Yeah, he's a DJ.
Yeah, and then he has to leave the party. And I thought it was cool how it shows. I always wondered, if he has nowhere to shoot, how is he going to get to place? The monument scene, though, was kind of tough. I kind of think, why can't he just go up like this with his webbing? That was kind of not realistic towards it. Yeah, one of my main big criticisms of the movie, Tony Stark being the father figure, kind of irked me a little bit. Like, no, I know they were trying to stay away from Uncle Ben, and like what really got to me is when he's in the rubble and he's thinking of the words of Tony Stark, and not the words of his uncle. And they only mention a little bit with Aunt May, and I wish they had done that a little bit more. And just like even just going back, I feel like they're just doing lazy writing where even Tony himself is making fun of it, being like, this I sound like my father.
With great power comes great responsibility. I wouldn't say I was upset with the film, but they let me down in certain aspects.
You just can't change stuff to a certain point where it takes from the comic that it originated from.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like where I'm going with Mary Jane. And I think I kind of like they're doing a mixture of her. I do have a little theory that they're going to combine not only Michelle and MJ, but bring in Alicia too, which was someone Peter used to tutor back in the day. And what happens with her character, she ends up getting powers of, not Iron Man, but Captain America. And then she joins S.H.I.E.L.D. And I'm thinking she might already be a spy watching Peter right now. And the way that when they were at the party and they're asking, what is she doing here? It was either I thought she was the younger sister of Liz.
Yeah.
Or then when I started thinking that she wasn't, that maybe she's just straight up a spy and literally is keeping tabs on Spider-Man. So towards the end, Peter gets what he wants. He's allowed to become a Avenger. And he kind of turns it down, which was kind of weird for me. The story didn't equal that for him to turn it down so much. And it kind of goes back to the comics in a way, the Civil War comics. Now, I wish they would just stay to that, where in the comics, it was actually a Mutant Registration Act, and that's what split everything up, and you had to give up your secret identity.
Yeah.
So when he goes to the press conference, that would have been perfect timing for Tony to say, you're going to have to give it up, you're going to have to let everyone know who you are, and that's when Peter says, no, I'm going to keep my identity secret.
Yeah.
That would have made a little bit more sense for me. Yeah, we even see the Civil War suit from the comics. It was a little bit more red and gold, kind of like the Iron Man suit, but the cool thing with the suit actually has spider legs that come out, help him a little bit more.
Yeah.
So I think we'll definitely see that in Infinity War. At some point he'll get his suit. So in the very credit ending scene, we got the Scorpion.
We got him.
Meets the Vulture.
About time.
I think that's setting up the Sinister Six. The only thing I kind of wish I'd saw was Vulture walking past the cell, and he kind of just looks over into one of the cells, and who does he see? He sees Kingpin. I think that would have linked all the universes all together.
It would have been really easy for him at that point. Yeah, I mean, Scorpion being in it in the end, that only leads us to believe, is the franchise going to go where everyone's wanted to go and give us 6 villains? The Sinister Six. We got our Vulture. We got our Scorpion. We need our Dr. Ock. Shocker, we could bring him back. Nah. We've kind of seen enough of it.
Definitely need some weapon upgrades.
Maybe even a Chameleon.
Ooh.
Mysterio. You know, that'll be another character. And I think my 6 would have to be Rhino. It has to be more beast-like or insect characters. I think that's just where they need to go with it for the film. But yeah, that would be my Sinister Six. Well, Chameleon was a Sinister Six.
Yeah, I totally forgot about him. He hated S.H.I.E.L.D.
Mm-hmm. He had a pretty badass gun, like a alien weapon. So I could see that playing a huge, why wouldn't he be part of the Sinister? Because he has the weaponry.
Yeah. and then you just have some kind of like mirage over him. He would definitely mix well with Mysterio.
The powers, just the weaponry. It all you have to think of the characters and then the weaponry, and it all just makes sense. And then, don't bring in a Green Goblin, bring in a Hobgoblin.
Yeah, I think that would be a cool twist to see Ned turn to the dark side.
Yeah, and then he has the identity.
I don't know how he's riding that hoverboard, but
a lot of practice.
Yeah, what I'm kind of hoping for with the Sinister Six is not only 6, but maybe kind of like a rotation. Like the Prowler's on the bad side, realizes Miles Morales is helping Spider-Man, so switches to the good.
It's like slots
situation. Well, Spider-Man's definitely going to need help, and I don't think he's going to have the Avengers helping him.
Yeah.
And maybe the Defenders, but...
I mean, the way we saw Vulture drop one of his coworkers, there is always room for another.
Yeah, I think that would be great. No, like maybe like Kraven being coming in as an antagonist and realizing Spider-Man's good, so starts helping him take on these other vicious animals.
Phantom, what do you have for us today?
Phantom?
The Marvel Collector's Box.
Awesome, guys. So what this is a monthly subscription to Marvel. You get some cool collectibles with it.
So, let's get right into it. With every box, usually comes with a nice little explanation of every item in the box on this catalog here. And see what we got. For starters, reaching in, the Science Fair Spider-Man t-shirt. I think this is what they were wearing
yeah, that's pretty cool.
during their debate.
Spider-Man Vulture comic.
Woo! That little pop vinyl one too.
Yep.
Alright, let's see what else we got in here. Ooh, nice. We got the bobblehead mini Funkos. We got Spider-Man in his homemade suit, and then we got the second Shocker. Well, they only offer one Shocker, but this is him here.
Needs his yellow suit. Speaking of pops, another Spider-Man.
Throw it to the collection.
Yeah, a lot of Spider-Mans now.
Still not done. And big favorites of ours down at Comix now. We got a nice little patch there.
So for every episode, we have our jacket, and this will go on our jacket.
Yeah, we got a nice Spider-Man Collector Corpse pin. And then Vulture patch.
So guys, the big giveaway is finally here, and the winner is
Sean Riccio from Connecticut. The very rare Lego Cyborg figure.
Congratulations, Sean.
All you have to do to enter our next giveaway is like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment down below.
Very simple. And once again, thank you to the fans, supporters, and followers.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Take it easy. And this is Comix Now.
Get those wonderful toys.